Volkswagen is ready, and so is Neo. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, The Wealthy Mindset. It's yours truly, Money Making Mitch. And as usual guys, this is not financial advice. Please do your own due diligence and research. Before we go on with today's video, all I ask as usual is for you guys to hit that thumbs up right there, right there. That's it. Thank you. Because it takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so. By hitting that thumbs up, you not just bring awareness to the channel, but to Neo as a whole. And also, as usual, I'm going to put the description I'm going to put the link in the description, in the comment section for that Neo Bull group that Zahir, one of my subscribers, and I started on Facebook, where we keeping it a strict bull group. No negativity is allowed. If we even sniff it, you're out. So what is happening? Well, Volkswagen is in such a desperation mode, and BMW and Mercedes is going to follow. Remember, I said that because what's happening is, even with the tariffs against the Chinese EV companies coming to America and going to Europe, the European car manufacturers are still struggling badly. But why is that? Because the European car companies are allowed to sell in Europe and they're allowed to sell in America. Tesla is allowed to sell in Europe and America and China without tariffs. But Tesla sales are going to decrease this year again. But why is that? And why is the European car manufacturers struggling? Well, you see, China is the largest car market in the world. And without China, even Tesla will crumble. They're going to crumble, but it will crumble overnight. So this is why the rhetoric is changing now, and the micro and macro environment is changing. This is why the CEO of Neo said we're going to become profitable in a massive and sudden way. But we're selling most of our cars in China. Yes. That is the only place we need to sell right now to become profitable in a massive and in a sudden manner. It will happen this year because of all of what we're doing with, and I explained it before, with our margins going to increase dramatically, because we're going to be using a lot of our in-house developed technology. Remember when the shorts and the negative Nancy's were saying, don't make phones. Don't make battery swap stations, just stick to cars. Don't make chips. Because they knew what was coming. We put the horse before the carriage. And the others put the carriage before the horse. So we put out our charging stations, which is going to bring in incredible revenue. We're getting our Model 3 moment has started with Onvo, which is going to ramp up in a massive way by March, right around the time the ET9 is released, right around the time in April when the Firefly is released. Just before that, the stimulus from the government is going to be released. A lot is going to happen this year, my dear lads. So with Volkswagen prepared to hand its factories to Chinese car makers, you heard that right, Volkswagen prepared to hand its factories to Chinese car makers. Volkswagen is prepared to let Chinese electric car makers take over production lines in struggling factories as Germany automotive industry is struck by a downturn. But it gets even better, guys. It gets better. Executives at the car making titans signaled they would be open to tie-ups with Chinese rivals to use up some of the excess capacity in their factories as they scale back production. So they are welcoming tie-ups now, partnerships. But who are those partnerships going to be? Is it going to be Chinese companies like BYD and XPeng that will just be a temporary fix, like putting a band-aid on a wound that needs stitches? Or is it going to be with Neo? Let's see. If it's with Neo, it's not a band-aid. You're going to the doctor. You're going to the professional doctor. And it says Gernot Dolliner, chief executive of Volkswagen Audi brand, told the Financial Times that deals with the electric car companies would lower the entrance barrier of these competitors. saying for sure that is thinkable. So it will lower the barrier, they said. Of course, NEO don't need to do a partnership in order to enter Europe without tariffs. And I've spoken about that before. Because we're building the factory in Egypt, there is no tariffs against any goods coming from Africa. Or no tariffs coming from Africa to America has tariffs either. Genius. But David Powell's chief financial officer at Volkswagen, eponymous Volkswagen brand, told the newspaper, we're open for any discussion on any topic with any partner. In a dynamic world, you have to keep all options open. So now they are keeping the options open because they are about to crumble completely. And it is a win-win situation for all, common prosperity. Just like Cathy Woods had to admit what I've been saying. What Xi Jinping said is people are now seeing the fruition of that. It comes after Volkswagen last month abandoned plans to close its German factories, bowing to pressure from unions to keep its sites open despite sliding sales. They were pressured from unions to keep its sites open despite sliding sales. And I want to thank Money Making Zahir for this article. It's incredible. The business had argued that its factories were built to supply a European car market where it was selling 16 million vehicles every year, but that there was now only demand for around 14 million cars, and that's going to drop dramatically again because I spoke about this as well. The war that's going on between Russia and Ukraine, the European Union somehow wanted, instead of negotiating to continue the war, shot themselves in the foot and is now buying gas and oil at a much higher price. So their manufacturing cost has also skyrocketed, whereas China is buying it from Russia at a cheaper price. Europe is also buying it from Russia, but through a third party. It's going to India first. India is refining it and then selling it back at a much expensive price. How stupid is the European Union? How stupid is Ursula von der Leyen, the ugly vampiress? This means it essentially did not need two of its factories. However, it dropped plans to close the sites after agreeing a deal with unions to axe bonus payments and reduce more than 35,000 jobs by 2030. It is scaling back production in the factories rather than closing plants. So now you see where the tie-ups is going to be beneficial for those workers and those employees as well. They can still continue to take a salary home to their family. At the time, Volkswagen said the deal would help it to make more than 15 billion euros in wage savings. That the signs that German car makers are weighing up deals to use up excess space in their factories come as they battle fierce competition from Chinese EV makers, which have been flooding Europe with cheaper vehicles, with less expensive vehicles, but more technologically advanced vehicles, because this is not a car, it's a computer on wheels, and people are buying it for the technology. And China has the superior technology, as we've seen with DeepSeek, as we've seen with NEO, making their own God chip, their own phones, their own everything. The EU bought tariffs on imports of Chinese electric vehicles last year amid claims that Beijing was handling companies' unfair subsidies, which let the country's manufacturers undercut Europe industry. See, it's okay when they were doing it. It's okay when America was giving Elon a lot of incentives, of money in their early stages. It was okay then, but not okay now. However, German car makers have been struggling to catch up with the transition to electric car manufacturing after years because they waited too long, in my opinion. Where China has been leading the way on innovation. The downturn in Germany's automotive industry has sparked concerns over the wider economy, given it has historically been reliant on this sector. So the economy is reliant heavily upon their automotive industry because they were the best in the world at one point. Let's be honest about that. This is why it is very important for them to team up with a company like NEO. Earlier this month, figures revealed that the economy shrank for the second year in a row in 2024. According to the German Statistics Office, the economy contracted by 0.2 PC in 2024 following a 0.3 PC dip in the previous year. Timo Wollmoser of the Info Institute in Munich said Germany is going through by far the longest phase of stagnation in post-war history. It is also falling behind considerably in international comparison. So as this continues to happen, and not just Volkswagen, but you're going to see, I said it even in the past, Mercedes, BMW, they will all crumble. And I said this since last year, early last year, and now it's happening. So it is very exciting now to see that they are open to allowing Chinese companies to come in and partner with them. It will be very interesting because NIO is the only company that will help them with their energy cost and with technological advancement, superior technological advancement, because we can help Germany with their grid with our battery swapping stations. So it is very exciting. The entire macro atmosphere is changing, and I understand that this year will be incredible for NIO. So I hope you guys yet again found this video to be informational, inspirational, and motivational. And so guys, do not forget to hit that thumbs up right up, because it takes a lot of time to do these videos and the editing. And if you haven't yet subscribed, you might want to think about doing so, because in this channel, we are waking up the middle class for the first time to get a major piece of the pie from the ground level up as to how the game is played on Wall Street. And like 50 Cent, we get rich or we die trying, guys.